around the right table at the kitchen, get a biscuit, get a tea, and just talk your problem out.
Brooklyn Beckham. Oh my God. I feel, but firstly,
Like literally, for the record, never ever inviting me anymore.
why?
Because I'm not gonna waste my ticket on you.
The disco ball being in the center of the kitchen would just be this like iconic cult moment.
You tricked me there. I thought it was gonna be a joke.
Right, let's do this.
Hello, you gorgeous people. Welcome to Let's Do This, the Arthur and Donal podcast. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so buzzing and so excited because we have so much to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about this week, isn't
but
there?
Unfortunately, it's 35, 40 minutes podcast, so we can't squeeze everything in.
We'll do our best. We'll do our best. Now, before we do start, I have to read out a listener comment because I quite like this. You don't know what I'm going to read you.
No, I have no idea. I'm panicking now.
So, a lovely lady wrote in to say, lads, I broke my New Year's resolution today. I swore no more listening to your podcast while food shopping. And well, today I got some strange looks as I laughed out loud and had to cross my legs listening to the new segment. So if anyone was in the Dunn stores in the Beacon this morning, the mad lady in the fleece was listening to the podcast, not trying to be herself.
She was listening. Let's do this, the Arthur and Donal podcast. Oh, thank you so much. That's actually a funny comment. I mean, we are funny. Are we?
Well, I also was doing my food shop on Monday, and
were you listening to us?
Do you know what? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually don't do the food shop that often because you always stop because people think you're gonna give them a recipe because and they're in the mode. Like I get more recognized when I'm doing the food shop than anywhere else.
Especially in Don'ts, your face is everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh my God, Donal's skin here. Is he doing something?
Exactly. So some fella came up to me and goes, "Is this a busman's holiday?" But as I was leaving, I got a great comment from the manager there in Dunn Stores in Dunamead. I feel like hashtag ad, hashtag spons, hashtag.
Oh my God.
Hashtag I work with
There's
Dunn.
no hashtags. We're not sponsored.
She came up to me and said, "You're going to love this." She said, "The two of you are just so funny, except I think you're funnier than Arthur." I knew you'd love that.
We got cut, guys. Sorry, we can't carry on with the podcast.
Now, enough of ours.
I want to name and shame where I'm going to find him.
Yeah, it's a lady.
Oh, it's a lady.
She's lovely, and I've met her before. Anyway, bottom line is we need to forget all that nonsense. We need to talk about one thing and one thing only. It's not David Beckham. It's not Cruz Beckham. It's not Brooklyn Beckham. It's Arthur Gurulian's
Yay! That's
lace gloves. Lace gloves.
The way you shaved me last
Why
weekend.
were you wearing tights on your hands?
Firstly, I'm not. Do you know what? Irene said the same thing every time she was putting the gloves into my hands. She was like, I feel like I'm not putting the tights on you. I was like, stop. I feel weird now. I feel like tight. It wasn't tight. It was beautiful lace gloves. It's called fashion. No disrespect to you. I won't take fashion advice from you. It's a touch of something very Met Gala meeting the Vogue.
Hang on, just to recap. So if anyone didn't watch Dancing with the Stars, Arthur was on and he came down the steps and I was like, oh, there he is. He looks great, the power suit. And then he sits down and these two little Donald Trump style hands kind of flanked down.
Like Donald Trump.
You know the way they always mock Donald Trump
moving.
because he has
Orange
small hands. And apparently it really upsets him that they say in
actually-
the media that he has small hands.
I never actually.
But I don't know what it was about the lace gloves. They made your hands kind of like smaller.
No, I think that.
So it was kind of meerkat-like.
Stop! Maybe I was conscious because I had gloves. I was like keeping tighter.
But talk me through. Okay, I need to be in your mind.
Imagine
Talk me
this.
through where did this inspiration come from?
Inspiration comes, obviously, Irene and I were always working on my looks. It's movie week.
Irene the stylist.
Irene the stylist.
I mean,
incredible.
after this, I don't know.
Irene is actually breaking the internet right now as we speak. No, you know, when we're styling it, I was like, it's movie week. I want to like different movies kind of like incorporate into my fashion. So the jacket was from...
The Greatest Showman.
Well done!
Was it
finally.
really?
Yes! So the red, like a little touch, but also kind of like a French kind of touch. The trousers were very...
I have no idea.
Marie Antoinette style.
Okay.
The flower. Oh God!
Hang on.
My God!
So,
it's
you're
like Let Them
talking
Eat
about-
Cake, the Kristen Dunst movie, kind of like that, kind of like
you
a
mixed
curtains.
The Greatest Showman with
With
Marie Antoinette.
The boots were very...
Full metal jacket.
Oh my God.
Full metal jacket.
The boots were like very Timothy Chalamet, the Dunes.
His name is Timothy
Chalamet.
Chalamet. Damn it. Not Timothy Chalet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Uh-huh.
You know, Don'ts.
June.
You know, the boots
Dunn
and
stores?
everything. The gloves were kind of everything. I wanted to add that little extra fashion. So sometimes you have to think outside the box. and I think
Oh,
it was absolutely amazing.
you were definitely thinking outside
hair was
the
Arthur
dressing up box.
Gurunyan.
The dressing up box you were thinking outside.
But also,
of.
can I give a big, massive shout out to all the props? You know, the guys working behind the scenes.
No.
for that and stuff.
I don't want to hear any of this.
No, I just want to say they're actually working so hard. Especially movie week is the hardest week where the hair, makeup, wardrobe, they go bonkers, and they did absolutely incredible job. And my team is Sandra, who does my makeup, Shin, that's my hair, Irene, the stylist, seamstress Neve, and Ruth. They are actually incredible.
Can I ask a question? So
They work hard.
Obviously, there's
to
so
make me
many
look
people
good.
involved in that process.
I know what you're gonna say. Oh my God, I know what you're gonna say.
Were you at the very back of the queue for the dress-up box?
Oh my God.
So your man got the mask, the other one got
my
the
God.
Shrek and all that.
Do you know how much work goes into it?
Well, I saw the little lace gloves. Very.
Listen, as I always say, everybody, if you're listening to this podcast, or I hope you're listening to the podcast,
Yeah, or watching,
wear whatever your heart desires.
Yeah.
Do not listen to Donal Skins.
Yeah. I'm a negative, miserable man.
Right, look, he's wearing a grey sweater, which is actually 10 times smaller on him. And yeah, because you did
How
the
dare
washing.
you? My wife washed. This is a wool jumper, and my wife washed
On
it.
this rainy day, wear colors, wear whatever your heart desire. Basta.
Now, can we also? So we had the obviously iconic lace glove
lace
moment
glove.
that will be
I'm
remembered
gonna call. Do you know
forevermore.
what? I'm gonna call that look Donal Skin forever.
The Donal.
The Donal. I'm gonna call my gloves the
Well,
Donal.
actually, if you were going to go the full Donal, while you were live on air on RTE1, I was watching the show. So I did watch it this week.
Yeah.
Sat down, and the only reason I watched it this week was to see if I could see my wife in the background. Sophie went
She was
along.
right behind me.
I know.
Did you see her?
So myself and the kids, we sat down and we watched, and we only realised about halfway through the show that Sophie was
serious?
sat directly
Right
behind
me.
you. Yeah, because
With
she
our
texted
friends
me.
Kate. Yeah, they were like
Yeah.
two blondes sitting behind me. You can't miss them.
I know, they were like your.
So that's the only reason you watch.
Arthur's angels behind you. I like
it,
that.
like
Yeah.
shining behind me.
So while this was happening and while it was all going on, I was watching, like shocked, like my mouth hit the floor when I saw the lace gloves, and so I went straight to AI.
You're an evil.
I went
Oh, was
straight.
it AI? Was
went-
it ChatGPT?
What do you think I was doing in Photoshop? So I
was
went
like, that was
straight
a
on
great-
Photoshop and put Arthur in. You know, do you remember the? Is it Kim Kardashian? It was Kim. So Kim
Kanye
Kardashian
and Kim
arrived
did.
at the Met Gala once
Balenciaga.
with the full head ski mask,
and
so
she broke the internet.
so I-
you actually did great.
So I added a full lace head mask for Arthur, and I said it just improved it. And people were going wild about this. So
They were actually howling. I give you that. In fairness, I thought you photoshopped that. It looked so amazing. And I have to say, actually, I could pull that off.
I think Irene needs to rethink the
No, I
idea.
think if I do that, Eugenia, our producer, I love Eugenia, will kill me. If I now push it and put a mask on my face, I think it'll be the end of me on Dancing with the Stars.
I've met Eugenia, and I think she's probably right.
Oh my God! She's gonna love this.
I know she is.
She's gonna love this. But also, enough about me. We lost Brian and James.
I know.
Second couple living Dancing with the Stars, and you know they did great. They did Phantom the Opera. Oh, I missed the confession
Oh, sorry.
box.
Also, Arthur managed. I was howling.
Yes.
Howling.
Yes.
If you watched Arthur. So halfway through the show, I'm like, oh, Jesus, okay, I'm just getting over the lace gloves. That's fine. And then we all know, if you listen to the podcast regularly, that Arthur loves a good whistle. And oh, here we go. You know he does this? Yeah, he does Far Across the Distance. He does Sleazy
and I
On.
squeezed it.
You not only
International-
squeezed it into your commentary
And I
section,
smashed it.
but then when you put up the fucking number, you were like, and I was like, how is he going to whistle and get the number up at the same time? But fair
It's
play.
called professionalism.
Very good.
You know, I'm planning. Before I actually do the paddle, the number obviously is going Brian, Karen, Oti, and then it's coming to me. So I'm like, okay, ready? When he says Arthur Gurunyan, I'm like, 9.
That was beautiful.
Thank
that
you
was like
so
reliving
much.
that
Thank
exact
you so
moment.
much.
Thank you so much.
But we said goodbye to Brian and James, and I'm just gonna say good luck with everything. But we're gonna see James dancing again. That's with us. So yeah.
Can I just also say on the Brian leaving aspect, like I was not aware of the health complications he's gone through over the last 10 years.
yes.
Unbelievable. Quadruple heart bypass.
Yeah.
It was actually fascinating to see and how brave he was to go up there and do that. But he's a consummate performer. And
you know what? It's very good what you just said. That it's true because people didn't know that. And the way he performed for 3 weeks, it's hard. Dancing is like physical workout. You always have to, especially breathing. It's very important for dancing. It's not like when you're at the gym, you can pull up your weights and then stop. Dancing is like for 3 minutes, 1 minute, whatever you do, you have to keep going. And he did well. And I think he was kind of relief.
Really?
I think he was kind of relieved.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's hard work every week. You don't really have time to breathe.
Yeah.
And you just want to give your best. And I think he's great 3 weeks. And then Phantom of the were so theatrical, so dramatic to leave the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to see him at the final, I think.
At the final? Oh, they'll be back for more, will they?
I think they're all coming back. I think all the contestants, all the celebrities are back for the final. Yeah.
Can we expect any more dances from you?
My lips are sealed.
So I had a fantastic weekend to myself. I didn't go to Dancing with the Stars. I was washing my hair.
By the way, for the record, never ever inviting you anymore.
Why?
Because I'm not going to waste my ticket on you anymore.
You already, just before this
I
started,
know I
he
did.
invited me yet again. Do you know what? I've got. Sophie said this as well. She came home and I was like, "How did he get on? How was it?" And she was like, "I go there to support him, but he needs no support. He is fine. He is grand."
No, but also I love having friends and family. But now I want to give ticket people never been to do it.
That's true.
I mean, you live in a limelight. You're in the studio, live like friends. So I want to bring people like I have some friends came. They never been in the studio. Oh my God, they were so mesmerized. They're so in love with the studio. So I want to see their faces, not your faces.
But in fairness, it is a great live show to go to because there is like firstly the TV aspect of it is really interesting to watch, but it's really up there in terms of like Irish television shows. The production is absolutely phenomenal.
So what were you doing?
So
watching me on TV.
Well, I'd had a rough night the night before because I'd gone out and we went to the fantastic restaurant called Comet. Highly recommend. Comet. Like the ones that fly through the sky.
That's why I was like, Comet.
But absolutely, it's been on my radar for a while. Highly recommend if you're thinking of going.
Where is this, Hope?
It's just I do leave the peninsula from time to time. It is not in Hope. It's in just off Dawson Street, and it's a tiny little spot behind I think Joshua Lane, and it's so good. It was so good. I was really excited because you know sometimes when you haven't been out in Dublin, and especially in January, it's a bit dark and grim.
Yeah.
And to go to somewhere like that and see a fabulous
Who
setup.
were you with?
I was with my darling wife. It was a date night. I know.
Oh my God! So that was Friday night,
That
Saturday
was
night?
Saturday night. We were living it up. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Dublin
I love
City.
it. Sophia's living her life.
I know. So Sophie was out Saturday night, out Sunday night, and I think she was out Friday night as well.
Good on her.
Do you know what she did?
She looked absolutely stunning.
On Friday night, she went out with a whole load of ladies, and then they decided they were all going to go for a sauna and a swim. They've installed a sauna in Balscatten Beach in Howth. I'm probably sure the locals don't want me to say this, but there is a sauna on Balscatten Beach, and so everyone goes for their sea swim,
amazing.
and then goes up and has a sauna. There's so many of them these days now. So this is a place.
I have to say, I'm so happy that Sophie's doing so many activities now.
I told you.
For years, you actually locked her in the room and didn't let her out. She was looking after your kids while you were traveling the world, and now it's finally mama's time to enjoy life.
It's the affair era. This is, I've said it many times.
And like I told you, she looked absolutely hot with her. Like she said, oh my God, that was so funny because I said, what are you going to wear? She's like, whatever you wear, you're going to be stunning. She's like, I prepared this white, beautiful outfit, etc., etc. She said, when I got the email, said, no white allowed. So she had to change the whole outfit.
Oh.
You have to have dark colors. I was like,
I had that all Sunday. I was
Sophia,
sitting trying to read the newspapers with my coffee, and she was coming
she did a
down
fashion show.
every 5 minutes with something that wasn't. And she was like, "Oh, how about this? How about?" I was
You're
like,
the worst
"Lovely."
person to ask. Next time she needs to FaceTime me.
Yeah,
You
you'd
would
have her in a full. Excuse me. You'd have her in a full lace outfit from head to toe.
I would. And she looked absolutely hot. So what else did you do?
That was it. I went home, I went and bought a nice bottle of, I went to, Celtic whiskey shop on the top of Dawson Street? Well, you're not a drinker.
I was going to say, have you met me?
But they have really interesting, and I was looking for the makings of a Negroni, but got a really good red vermouth. It was fantastic. And actually, speaking of vermouth, I went in to Comet, and their aperitif drink was vermouth, a white vermouth.
No, say in français.
Aperitif was a white vermouth on ice with a little bit of like the pickle juice from a chili jar.
I just switched up. I don't know what that is.
So it was like spicy and sweet and cold. It was fabulous.
Did you get drunk? That's my question.
You know yourself.
Oh my God.
I had a few drinks on Saturday night. Anyway, it was great.
Thinking, what did I do weekend? No, apart Dancing with Stars, obviously Saturdays and Sundays until the end of March, I'm like gone. So nothing really special.
No.
But then...
but you don't have any life when the Dancing with Stars.
No, that's not true. Because especially Brian's working Monday to Friday and now I'm Saturday, Sunday. So our lives are like chaotic until the end of March. But I love it.
I know you
Actually, Blake gone back to dancing.
Yes.
Yeah, on Monday. So she was ecstatic. The only thing she wanted to do after school, dancing. Michaela, Ryan. Oh my God.
I know.
Like she loves it. So that was pretty much my new going back to after the
Bit of
weekend.
routine.
Yeah.
Now, there was a big thing last week. I don't know if you posted. I actually didn't see any posts from you, but I jumped on the trends. I jumped on the trends. There's this whole thing going on where you post, and it's a
Oh, no, I know what you're going to say.
What?
I can't be bothered with that.
It's,
no,
so
I
it's
know.
a 2016
A
throwback.
boring.
2016 throwback, and it's all about like going back to what you were doing 10 years ago. And can I just show you? This is what I looked like 10 years ago.
Oh my God.
This was me 10 years ago.
Like I said before, you look like a little lesbian. you look like. Look. Oh my God. Oh my God. It doesn't even look like him.
He
was
insane.
dyeing his hair 10 years ago.
I was dyeing my hair.
He was like, oh my God, you're completely. Thank God I didn't know you. I will be. No, actually.
We just
met 2017, a year after
Jesus,
2016.
has this been 10 years? Have
Yes,
we been 10 years together like this?
Yeah, oh my God.
So 10 years ago, I was hosting with Tia Mori. We were on Food Network.
That's right, yes.
10 years ago, we moved to Los Angeles. We moved Max over, our little dog. We had just gone, I was big in the YouTube world, down with all the VidCon.
Is that when you started? When you started YouTube? Not 2016, sure.
No, we started a little earlier, but we moved out to Los Angeles because of it. But it was insane. I forgot how much stuff we did. And actually, looking back, it was this wild. It was just, there was so much going on. And then we had kids, and then it all kind of just...
You see, for you, it's working because, oh my goodness gracious, for you, 2016 and 2026, a massive difference, like I can tell you. But for me, guys, nothing has changed.
Oh, nothing's changed.
No, think about it. They're like, oh, 10 years, technically 7 years, 3 years, lockdown. Everybody, they didn't post the pictures from their COVID days when they were in lockdown. Where was this picture?
Hang on, what were you doing in 2016?
Oh, I was traveling the world. And then in 2017, I was preparing my visa to move to America.
Yeah.
That's when I get to know you. Do you know what I mean? So there was so much happening. Like I was living in America, LA. So and then 3 years in a lockdown, nothing really happened. I'm still the same. Like I love so many people said, my underwear is actually still in a drawer from 2016, hasn't even been moved. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not getting into this challenge.
Do you know what we did? So we
2006, a different story.
We did the house move, and I realized I have a bag of clothes.
Stop.
And I have this thing of like not throwing away clothes that were of like I have
Very
one
nostalgic.
I have one shirt and outfit from when I was hosting on Food Network with Tia, I kept it, and it was this beautiful like I can't remember, it was like.
But that's a memory. That's
exactly.
Good. No,
so I can't throw that away.
No, I agree with that. Like I kept a couple of things like from my tour, like Liberty X or There's a Lao, Charlotte Church. I have hoodies.
But I also can't fit in it anymore. Can you?
I can't fit in them. I actually find my hoodie from 2009, my last ever tour, Girls Aloud. I can still fit, and it actually look good on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think we should see that on Dancing with the Stars next week.
I'm gonna wear that.
Irene, please.
I am gonna wear my Girls Aloud hoodie on Dancing with the Stars this weekend. I'm gonna show you that.
I will say there has been last night. So we're recording this on a Tuesday.
Let me just have
We're recording this on a Tuesday, and it is Tuesday today, isn't it? Yes, Monday was yesterday. Monday night.
Oh my God.
The internet has just catapulted full of information about Brooklyn Beckham. Oh my God. I feel, but firstly,
like literally,
we've got all the buzzers going. I mean, firstly, okay. I know where Arthur.
Okay,
I will pre-warn you. Arthur has opinions.
No, and you have opinions, but the good thing is this is why we're doing this. This is why actually Dancing with the Stars. There's 4 judges. Everybody's got different opinions, so everybody's coming from different perspectives. So you start, because before we start the podcast, we both kind of agree and disagree.
Yeah. Well, so to give it a bit of context, there's been all these rumors over the last 6 to 9 months over Brooklyn Beckham and the fact that he has unfollowed his family on social media. There was all back and forth in the newspapers, and lots of kind of talk about it and no real kind of answers. And then last night, Monday of this week, he posted
which is 19th of January, just to confirm.
God, I forgot we're doing prime time here. He has receipts.
Well, I'm always coming with receipts.
Of
this
course.
Is my thing.
Miriam McCallan is our next guest, coming in with live information. So he posted this basically kind of statement across 5 or 6 different Instagram stories talking about why he didn't want to reconcile, talking about why he has separated from his parents and his family and all. And do you know what? To sum it all up, before we go into it.
Yeah, because our
is
podcast
that
not that long.
I would see this as a private sort of family issue that
I agree on that.
they personally should have found ways to kind of talk about before it
Reconciliate.
becomes a topic on a bloody podcast and that everyone's talking about on the internet. There's memes, there's it's basically blown up, and it's become this thing that I'm sure as a family you would never want for yourself.
Especially when you're public eye, you just try to keep everything private as much as possible because there's so many things we don't know. Listen, I know I live in public eye. I know I post every day, but it's still 15 seconds of my life. There's a 24 hours, 12 hours in a day. There's so much is happening. You don't see every little step I do. You don't see me in the bathroom brushing my teeth.
Thank
maybe
God.
sometimes.
Thank God.
But there's the things you actually keep, especially when you're married, relationship, things like that, the kids. There are things you don't really discuss publicly.
Yeah.
And I think this definitely should have been discussed in between them. But what he said didn't start well with me, coming for his parents, saying, listen, he has anxiety. I understand. Everybody can have things. I'm not talking on his behalf, but saying they did this, right? Allegedly or whatever. But they're your parents. They actually, yes, maybe spoiled you a little bit. But at the same time, with everything they provided you, so many career moves they provide for him, so many things they've done for him. But I don't think they maliciously did anything. They've done everything for their kids. And I love the Beckhams. But for him to do that, it wasn't nice.
I think the difficulty is that, and this is where I think we differ a little bit, is that there's so much complexity to it. And if you look at like Brooklyn Beckham, he's born into that world. He's born into like privilege, the whole 9 yards, and he hasn't really had to kind of work hard to get like.
Totally.
He wants to be a chef. He's working with Gordon Ramsay.
He wants to be a photographer. He wants a shelter for animals. They helped him, like so many things.
But I do see that as kind of him. All of those things are his wanting to kind of step out in independence from this machine that is around him, and so I do kind of understand where it comes from. But I
do you think you understand, or we know where all this coming from?
Well, you believe.
Well,
Arthur believes strongly.
Well, everybody said, like, before their marriage, everybody seen how happy family they were. They were doing everything. She was the wife, was sitting, Brooklyn's wife. She was sitting front row watching the fashion shows, etc., etc. But then, as soon they got married, everything shifted.
Yeah, but
so
do you not think, can I just... Can I just say, in that situation, perhaps this is the moment where he's found someone he loves and he's found somewhat of independence, and yet he's kind of constantly being dragged back into that world.
Okay, you're fine, but why are you actually shaming your family on internet?
I think this is where it becomes a really complex family issue that should have been kept under wraps between themselves, and unfortunately it's spilled over into this public sphere that we're now talking about it on a podcast. So like ultimately, if you kind of draw back and take away all the anger and the frustration and the upset and whatever else is going on there, you have a situation where actually something's come like it's not working. Basically, they need to kind of sit down and have a conversation about it.
But apparently the Beckhams tried to invite them to have a conversation, but they refused.
I think ultimately this is a family issue they should have sorted. However, the internet is giving us life because the memes that have come off this in the very short space of time.
Who knew we needed this in 2026 early, like only 2 weeks in the year?
I remember a little bit of drama around this time last year. Not that I'm comparing. Well. But I will say it. It's the darkest, greyest month, and it was Blue Monday this week. I mean, this is the sort of internet drama you need.
But also,
the Beckhams are giving us the show.
No, but also we all know what's happened with the wedding dress, right? I love my fashion. Don't come for me for the fashion. This is fact. I think this is where it all kind of started. Also, Victoria Beckham was meant to be doing the dress. Iconic. My God, your mother-in-law gonna design your wedding dress. But then Nicola, suddenly something happened, went to Valentino. And may he rest in peace, Valentino passed away. Well, I don't know when he passed away, but it was announced 19th of January on Monday that he passed away. The legendary designer Valentino passed away. What are the chances? I don't know, I'm just hypothetically talking here. What are the chances he was announced, he passed away, rest in peace, and then suddenly this post come up about the wedding, about the dancing, about the dress. Like, you see, I'm like, there's so many connections and everything. And also, why did you not let Victoria Beckham design the dress? Apparently, her team couldn't make the dress on time. I don't believe it. That's bullshit. You tell me Victoria Beckham's designing your dress and her team can't deliver on time. Seriously.
I mean, look, this all aside, this is just made for great chat. I mean,
Well, to be honest, like I said, our
Everyone
podcast is not long enough because we could go for hours and hours. I have lots of opinions on this, but of course, we're not only talking about this on this podcast. But I think it's shame what he did. He should have just actually stuck to his gut, like you said. Just go and communicate with your family, like you in Ireland say. Like I always say, that's why we have this round table around the right table at the kitchen. Get a biscuit, get a tea, and just talk your problem out, and then keep in house. I remember Rosie, Brian's mom, used to say, keep your problems at home. When you get outside the door, even my mom said that, just smile, say hello, thank you, and goodbye. People sometimes don't need to know what's happening in your household. Everybody has problems. Everybody's got shenanigans happening in your world. But I know you live in public eye, and if when you were younger and your mom and dad ask you to smile for a picture, it's not the end of the world. They just want to protect you also. They don't want you to the middle finger or things like that. Sorry for my language. So this is why it doesn't sit well with me. And this is why I'm thinking he didn't write that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I mean, every family has their own version of like issues and fights and all that sort of thing. But probably not on this level of public stage. But
No.
in
But
essence,
again, they're still humans. They're still
I think
family.
the hardest part is in like when you read through the big long statement, the biggest thing is I don't want to reconcile. And that just takes away that takes away any opportunity to solve or resolve the problem. And I think it's really hard to come back from saying something like that so publicly.
And this is why I think he didn't write that, because he would not say that. Let's actually forward in a couple of years when you're going to be like, I'm so sorry, I should have never said that. That will happen. I guarantee you. I'm putting out there back in forward 2045, he will say that.
But I think more than anything, as a parent as well, like it's so hard. They must be destroyed.
But also the sister, the two brothers now reading that statement, they're like, what the hell is going on here? You're a family. Everybody loves you. Just smile and just move on.
But then you see, this is where...
Then again, I know there's some families...
This is where the complexity comes in. And like, so yes, he shouldn't have done that. But yes, there might be some other kind of issues that, like you said, have not been made public, that you don't understand the sort of complexity of their relationships. And I think that's where it becomes... This is why we shouldn't even be interested in talking about it, because it's their problem, it's their issue.
Absolutely.
And he shouldn't have brought it to a public stage.
I totally. Oh my God!
Have we agreed? Have we come around?
Actually, let's shake hands.
That's a
brief
moment. It was
oh my God, that was a brief. No, I totally agree with you. Listen, we're all gonna have problems. We're all gonna keep our shit in our household and then move on with our lives. But I just feel sorry for. I can only imagine Monday night what was happening in the Beckham. Like, oh my God! Like imagine exactly. Yeah. Like reading that and like. What the hell?
I'd say you feel sick. I'd say you feel absolutely sick.
David and Victoria would have been like absolutely sick. And then what do you do? My personal thing, I think they're going to be silent. And I think sometimes silence is the best policy. What they're going to say?
No.
It's their son still. It's not like they don't love him. It's their son.
I know. And I think that's the thing is that like he's put something out there that you cannot really go anywhere. And you're right. Silence is probably the best policy 100%. From here. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that probably they need to sort out. But you know what?
I hope they're going to come to some sort of incredible agreement, talk to each other, and then just move on and say, listen, it was just a little glitch in our family. Let's just move on and be happy. But is their family, and like we say in French, que sera, sera.
Que sera, sera. Which brings us quite nicely into our favourite little segment of the show. If you've been tuning in the last couple of weeks, it's our...
Are you ready?
Oh, no.
3, 2, 1. One truth. 2 lies! Yay!
Okay. So,
right, you always start yourself.
I'm going to start.
You always starting first. We know that the drill. Come on.
You know I find this hard, so...
Oh my God, go. Why are you doing it?
Okay, so this week I have two lies for you and one truth. So the first one is, I mentioned on Saturday night, I was out, we had a lovely meal, it was a romantic date night. I went to a Celtic whiskey shop, got a lovely vermouth, came home. I'm big into a jazz musician called Kurt Elling. I don't know if you've heard. Oh, brilliant. He does a rendition of Nature Boy, absolutely love it. So Sophie went up and watched the usual, whatever, that Sullivan's Crossing, and I stayed up with Max, the dog, and drank the full bottle of vermouth and... It's
kind of believable.
Had to get sick there on the porch because things just got out of hand.
I've seen you getting sick, so I believe that. Yeah.
Okay. So there's my one little story. Another little story is that today I genuinely went out to Dunnes Stores to go and get some lace stockings to wear not only on my head but also on my hands. And only that it wasn't open in time, I would have been here in a full head to toe.
Oh, this is very tricky because that's so Donal skin. Oh my God. That's actually very tricky.
And then obviously we are in the throes of practicing for building the house. No, we're not. We're not practicing. We're ready to build a house.
Building it.
We're building a house. And so we're constantly kind of in the process of deciding on how we're going to make it look. And the biggest thing this week has been a massive argument between myself and Sophie over the fact that I really want a disco ball in the kitchen. So we have a really nice poured concrete floor, a waterfall concrete kind of kitchen shelf, and because it's quite like rustic and industrial concrete floor, polished concrete floor, I think a disco light would be, or not a disco light, but you know, a big disco ball would be the.
You sleep there. I think this is
would be amazing in this, and I actually, because you might not believe me.
Oh, you give me facts?
Because
you're going to show me.
You might not believe me.
You came prepared.
I actually posted the other day on my Instagram with said disco ball.
Actually, that's incredible.
So,
you tricked me there. I thought it was going to be a joke.
The disco ball being in the center of the kitchen would just be this like iconic cool moment. And imagine like you've had a really great dinner party and then all of a sudden the disco light goes on.
Yes.
Amazing.
Okay, now I'm going to be dead honest. Oh my God, it's very good. Actually, you've been practicing 1 through 2 lives.
Yeah.
So the first one, sick, it's so Donal skin. I see you getting sick.
Have you? Where have you seen me getting sick?
Last time when me, Brian, and you were out in LA, you got so shit-faced, you were sick. Sorry. Yeah, you don't even remember. You got sick.
No, I did not.
Yeah, ask my husband.
Yes,
remember we're in the balcony. Yes, you got sick.
Where?
In LA.
I want receipts. I never.
I have the picture. I wore like a red shirt.
You were wearing lace gloves.
No, I've seen you. I think twice I've seen you getting
Never.
sick. Yeah.
Okay.
One in the bathroom toilet.
What bathroom toilet?
Your house. And then lace, I can believe it because you want to shame me. That's so Donal skin thing to do. The disco ball, I believe it, but I've seen your architecture.
But you've seen the Instagram.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's like a Pinterest, whatever thing is. I think that's fake. I think I'm between sick and the lace. I think the sick is fake too. I think you were actually going to shame me, but something happened. But then again, you could have the lace taking something from Sophie. But then maybe Sophie didn't have any tights.
Listen, I'm going to have to push you on an answer here because this is not a
Okay, the truth is the lace.
It's true.
I knew it.
I had a dream last night. I was like, it would be so funny to literally have a stocking over my head and a stocking on my hands.
Why did you not do it then?
I couldn't get to a Dunn's quick enough.
Oh my gosh, should you could have? Oh my God, I knew it. But everything you said actually could have been true. That you tricked me there.
Do you know what? I'm getting good at this now, where I know because things are very close to the truth.
Yes.
I start with things that are close to the truth. So I was listening to Kurt Elling. I was drinking vermouth.
That's what I'm saying. Everything is very, very truthy, but okay.
What have you got for me?
So I want this.
Can I just say before you get into this, you're actually very good at this, and you're very good at like when you sell a story. Because you know normally I don't see subtlety in anything you do.
No, because I have to pray. Remember, I'm an actor, guys. From
sorry, I forgot. Yeah. Yes, he's an actor.
So
did you get a call back, by the way?
No comment yet. I think they're watching the tape still. They're still watching the tape.
Deliberating.
Right, so you know I've danced and I modeled. I've done lots of things before. And one day when I was actually modeling some lingerie, you know, silky lingerie.
Sorry, like lacy, silky lingerie.
No, it wasn't actually silky, like pants, like little pants. So
is that where you got the idea for what you wore on Sunday night?
It wasn't lace. It was
Were
silk.
they lace panties?
They're like silk panties, and they wanted models who can move, dancers. So I remember I'm doing the poses. Obviously, I was like
in silk underwear,
like the briefs, like shorts kind of thing. Boxer shorts. And then the guy said, "We have a little trampoline. Can you jump on it? Jump and then high," which is fine.
A trampoline.
Trampoline.
Trampoline. Yes.
You the word. Trampoline. So I'm jumping, and then suddenly he said, "Can you do the fame jump?"
Yeah.
I did the fame jump. My thing went, and my jewels were out to the world.
Oh my God.
So they're like hair, makeup, and camera, and I think there's a picture somewhere.
Oh my God.
So
your crown jewels.
I'm talking back in 2007. I literally was after the Girls Aloud tour. We just finished by June. We did the photo shoot.
Sorry, did you dance with Girls Aloud? And Bananarama. And
many more. So yeah, so I did the shoot, and then I wasn't mortified because as a dancer, you don't pudique. How do you say it? Pudique? It's like,
Pudique?
no, pudique in French is like, I'm like, oh my God. You know,
You're not shy.
Exhibitionist, yeah.
You're
like,
an
I was
exhibitionist.
like, oh my God. They're like, oh my God. I was like, it's okay. Just like, so I had to change the briefs.
Okay.
So my second
That's a good story. That's a good story.
you know, I used to be a hairdresser.
Yes.
So,
Oh, you've cut my hair. I believe
exactly.
It.
So when I was doing hairdressing in Belgium, I did a movie, and I was doing the hair of one of the superstars. She's French, and now she's iconic. You know, Marion Cotillard.
The name
So
sounds
I
familiar.
did Marion
Yeah,
Cotillard's
okay.
hair for that movie. So I was doing it. It was Jean Moreau, a French icon, and Marion Cotillard. She was just starting. It was a war, kind of like a movie. And I was doing her hair, and I have to look after her because each hairdresser have something. So I had to look after the wig, and it was like so Marion Cotillard was playing the young girl from the war, and Jean Moreau was playing, telling the story. So I did the hair for Marion Cotillard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last one is, I lived in Italy. So when I was in Rome, and I was living with my friend, and then it's true. This is again, it's like I'm telling you, we're in Rome, and I was looking for an apartment because I was doing like pop stars, and you have to be in Rome for Raiuno. Raiuno is that's where they're filming the TV shows. And then I was looking at the apartment, and then I find an old bank converted. It was way before Airbnb, but the guy knew we were dancers. They're like a bank. So the apartment was like it was like a block, but apartment was like, the old bank when you open the safe. Like the door was small because the round thing, it's safe. It was like an old bank converted into like a mini cottage house in Rome, outside a little bit Rome. So that's my 3 stories.
So just to recap, you showed off your crown jewels at a photo shoot.
Yeah.
You stayed in a bank in Italy.
Well, it's a cottage, but it's an old bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what was the middle one again?
I did Marion Cotillard.
Oh yeah. Okay. You did the hair of Marion.
So 1 truth, 2 lies. 1 truth, 2 lies.
I have a feeling, just because I know it's you and your exhibitionist ways, that I think it was but then I do know you actually do a good haircut. In COVID, Arthur cut my hair, not once, but twice, and he actually did an amazing job. Yeah. Because sometimes if you go to the barber, they just like cut across. He was doing all that, like he was doing the fancy clippity.
What about the bank house?
Oh, the bank house is a boring story. I think I'm not that impressed by that, but that could be the truth.
Yes, you see.
Okay.
Again, like you said, we don't have time.
Yeah. You're gonna press me for an answer.
Like you have to wrap it up.
Okay, I think the truth is you were throwing your crown jewels out on a trampoline.
Dun dun dun. It's fake. But I did the photo shoot, but not crown jewels came out.
Crown jewels didn't come out.
Again, when you're doing photo shoot, do you really think I'm gonna be naked under silk shorts?
Yes.
Are you?
I know exactly what you're like.
You have your ballerina G-string. You have a little G-string. Yes.
I'm sorry, that's all we have time for.
You have like the ballerina G-string.
We're out of time.
So the bank, it's a made-up story, but I lived next to the bank in Rome.
Yeah,
True story. But it wasn't bank house, but I lived next to the old bank.
Yeah.
I did Marion Cotillard. My name is in the movie.
You did Marion?
Lisa. Yeah, I did Marion Cotillard's hair. I was her hairdresser. Google Lisa with Jean Moreau and the crazy Arthur Gouroulian when I was 17 years old. Yeah, before dancing, I was doing Marion. So sometimes she used to be because of the war, she's crying, and she used to have headphones because she has to listen to the sad music. Okay. And then I was doing her hair, and sometimes I go to her, I was like, oh my God, you okay? And I forgot that she is getting into the character. She was crying, and I had to do brushing her hair, kind of like a weird way. Yeah, I was doing Marion Cotillard and Jean Moreau's hair.
And when did you give up the hairdressing? Because I feel like what you're doing with your hair lately
I've done lots of actually hair. I've done Miss World for Belgium, Miss Belgique. I gave up 2000 when I started dancing because I was doing dancing in the clubs and then hairdressing, and it's too much.
It's hard to dance with scissors.
Hard.
That's what did in Edward Scissorhands.
But also another fact, I did another movie with Marion Cotillard. I'm in the movie with her.
Are you? Yeah. Did you have your crown jewels?
Actually, it was in a boat. The scene was on a boat, but we didn't have a crown jewels. Oh my God, you're so bad at this game.
I know. Well, I'm sorry. This week I didn't.
But I love this.
I like the game too. Yeah. Fantastic, lovely to chat to you. Great to catch up.
So on that note, I'll see you next week. And then
what's going on this week in your world?
This week, what's going on this week? Oh, I'm going to London tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah, wink, wink.
Okay. Oh, is it the? It's the acting.
good
It's the
thing.
acting. You're back.
No,
You're
it's not
back.
that. No, I'm excited because I kind of, I did 17 years in UK, as you know. So I think I would love to go back and work, do a couple of little things there here.
I was actually meant to be in the UK this week as well.
Really? And what's happened? They didn't warn you anymore.
I was booked to do this morning, and then they're doing a Burns night special. So
no.
can't really have the Irish fella on doing Burns night.
That's actually definitely can't do
Like
that.
having the English cook
Yeah.
on St. Paddy's
Yeah,
Day.
you told me you were going to be doing at the evening, and I was going to be. Yeah, so now I'm very excited the opportunities that could come my way.
Oh
so
my God.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
On that note, I'm going to get my
I'm
coffee
doing
latte.
nothing.
and
Thanks for checking in.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so busy now. Goodbye, everybody. Love you. Bye.